Group D's tipped off here with Bahamas, USA, then Mexico, Puerto Rico later today, and then Mexico take on USA and Bahamas, Puerto Rico tomorrow to close out this final window of AmeriCup 2022 qualifications. Here's our table. USA already qualified for AmeriCup. 4 wins, no losses. Mexico, 2 wins, 2 losses. And Puerto Rico and Bahamas on the same record, 1 win and 3 losses apiece. Still plenty to play for to try and secure the second automatic spot as well as that third potential spot. As we see Team USA introduced, Isaiah Thomas leading the way out, one of the most iconic names in this qualification window. And USA, as you would expect, have had a huge amount of success at the AmeriCup. They've won gold 7 out of the 10 times that they've competed, including last time in 2017, beating Argentina 81-76 in the final. Although they've already qualified, don't expect them to take their foot off the gas. Some household names within this Team USA roster, including veterans Joe Johnson, Brandon Bass, Josh Boone, thousands of NBA games between them. And that first player to lead them out, Isaiah Thomas, 2 times NBA All-Star. And interestingly enough, he said that he's using these games as a window, a shot window, for him to hopefully secure a new NBA contract. I'm sure all of the fans hope to see him back on an NBA hardwood floor sooner rather than later. As for the Bahamas, they've only been to 1 AmeriCup, and that was back in 1995. They were knocked out in the quarterfinal group stage.
Number 9, Deshaun Taylor.
Yeah, got 1 win in this qualification campaign so far, but it was impressive, 11, a win over Mexico.
Number 12, Kentwan Smith.
The hopes of the Bahamas are likely to fall on their last game against Puerto Rico tomorrow. That's going to be a big, big game for the Bahamas. They have talent on their rosters, that's for sure. It's going to be an interesting game between these two. We're now going to break for the national anthems of both the USA and Bahamas.
National Anthem of Bahamas. Thank you.
Sets the scene beautifully for a big game of international basketball. Neither team able to go to the midcourt to exchange gifts or fist bumps in the current pandemic situation. Obviously, the COVID protocols are very, very strict. Here are our officials for this evening. We have Michael Weiland from Canada, Julio Cesar Ania Freire from Panama, and Jose Fernandez from Costa Rica. Strong officiating crew to see us through this evening's proceedings. So much talent on the floor for that USA roster. Some real household names, as well as some up-and-coming names. Here are your starting five: Thomas, Matthias, Johnson, Graham, and Boone. And there's a real example of some household basketball names, as well as some maybe that you're not so familiar with, but are making their way and growing as the competition progresses. And the bench is full of talent as well. Coach Prunty has certainly been gifted with a wonderful roster himself, plenty of international experience. Head coach of Great Britain between 2013 and 2017, as well as an absolute ton of NBA experience to lead the way. He's certainly been out in the media prior to today's game, even though they've qualified. He said they're not going to take it lightly. As we look at the Bahamas starting five: Bridgewater, Thompson, Munnings, Taylor, and Nesbitt. Some real stars in there as well. Look out for Dominic Bridgewater, seen as the bright future for the Bahamas basketball. Also the likes of Deshaun Taylor, David Nesbitt. Very, very impressive performances on the international stage. An interesting situation for Coach Bollet to find himself in. He was no longer head coach. He'd taken over as the head of the federation within the Bahamas, but due to Coach DeMarco's NBA commitments, he's unable to take the reins for today's game. So Coach Bollet takes off his president of the federation hat and quickly doffs the head coach's job. More than capable of doing so, though. He's had that job in previous qualification campaigns. So he'll be no doubt ready to go again and lead his countrymen into battle. Not long now to the tip, as we see both teams entering the final stages of their warm-up. As I said, for Bahamas, some talent on the floor. Front court pair of Deshaun Taylor and Travis Munning combining for over 27 points and 16 boards a game. I'm sure they'll be a bit of a needle in the side of the USA. Great to see talent at the level of Isaiah Thomas on the floor for the USA. As I said, come out and said he wants to use it a bit of a shop window, wants to get himself back on an NBA contract. And appearing on the international stage is absolutely a great way. There'll be eyes from all over the world watching this one. Just about a minute now until the opening tip. Remember, if you want to stay up to date with everything to do with the AmeriCup, head to FIBA.basketball/AmeriCup. You'll get everything you need to know. And follow the box score as we go along this evening. You can jump into some of the rosters. A really great website with tons of content for you to get your teeth stuck into. Coach Bollet and his staff having final preparations. Hopefully we'll be able to mic into the bench during the game. So starting fives now coming onto the floor for both teams. The five for Bahamas having one last huddle to get their thoughts together. They know it's a big challenge in front of them, but they also know that's how you make your name. You don't make your name by beating teams and players that are beneath you. You make your name by challenging the good and the great of the game, and that's the opportunity they have here. As the David in the David and Goliath equation that we have before us, I'm sure they're going to take the opportunity with both hands. Looks like it will be Josh Boone for the tip for USA, going up against David Nesbitt. And we're underway here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as the Bahamas take on the USA. AmeriCup 2022 qualifier. A real David and Goliath affair. But we know how that story ended and how much would the Bahamas love for a repeat of that. Strong move to the basket. Great opening play by Dominic Bridgewater. As I said in the build-up, the 20-year-old is seen as the bright future of basketball in the Bahamas. And in plays like that, you can see why he's been touted. Johnson now moves the ball to Matthias. No good. Boone swats it back to Johnson. Johnson floats inside. Lovely soft right hand. Not enough, but Boone once again. 2 offensive rebounds in the opening 45 seconds for Josh Boone. Shot goes up from distance. No joy. Joe Johnson now going up against Michael Thompson. Rebound ultimately falls into the hands of Graham. He comes back out to Thomas. Nails the 3. That's a big shot for Isaiah Thomas. Bridgewater now moves it to Nesbitt. Another 3 attempt from Nesbitt. A little bit heavy on that one. Coach Matthias pulls down the rebound. Isaiah Thomas putting Bridgewater to score and drains another 3. And you can see the intention from Thomas straight away. He's setting the tone, taking control of the game early. Shot goes up, no good. And at the moment, the Bahamas are settling for very low percentage, tough opportunities. Isaiah Thomas, another 3. My goodness me, what a way to start the game. Isaiah Thomas, back-to-back-to-back triples from the NBA All-Star. Timeout being forced onto Coach Bolay. Under 2 minutes played, but Isaiah Thomas has come ready to rock. 9 points in the first 2 minutes of this game is a real signal of intention. Let's jump into this Bahamas huddle.
All right? And we're not quick and moving. We just got to put dribble and then we're looking at him and trying to go 1-1. You want to find out and pick him a full court. Once he come down, that's what they're going to do. He's going to pull up and shoot. They say that they're going to run Joe from the top. You got it? If they can try running from the top, you got to try and make sure and send him left as much as possible. And most time, he's going to try to spin back. Just stay on the ground. All right? The second chance shots is killing us. All right? You got to go and box us through the ball. You can't leave the shooter. Don't overhelp too much. Just start. You have the flyers on your side, and you cannot leave. You have to shake it there. Run flop. Go straight into flop right now, okay? I'm calling. Let's go. And rebound the ball. Touches, guys. Touches.
I think it would make sense for the Bahamas to maybe rotate their defense, not have Bridgewater guard Thomas, maybe someone with a little bit more length, a bit more wingspan to be able to challenge those shots. Bridgewater only has 3 centimeters over Isaiah Thomas, and it's not going to be enough to stop him from winning the game on his own shoulders at the moment. 9-point lead for the USA. Nesbitt sets the screen. Rolls into the low post against Matthias. Turns away, Boone. Backing his teammate up and swats it. Josh Boone with a great start to the game as well. As expected, they've swapped, but Isaiah Thomas with another 3. This time he misses. Rotation on the defensive assignments may have paid some dividends. And now they've got the mismatch in the low post. Isaiah Thomas marking, guarding it back to the basket. Bridgewater for 3. He comes up short. At the moment, the Bahamas offense lacks structure, lacks flow. Now they've got the mismatch they wanted as Joe Johnson works against Bridgewater. Boone barrels his way to the basket and draws the foul. He'll head to the free throw line.
First, personal foul number 9, Taylor.
Josh Boone, 256 games in the New Jersey Nets uniform. Also some time spent in Illawarra in Australia in the NBL. A real good league. Seeing more and more NBA talent heading there. Nesbitt. Oh, nails the 3. Eventually he got one to drop. Third attempt, here's Isaiah Thomas again, being harassed by Bridgewater, and what a test for the young man. Great play by Nesbitt. Can't keep it in bounds though. Isaiah Thomas is going to get called for the foul though, I think, pushing Nesbitt out of bounds. Sideline possession for the Bahamas. Taylor heads across to inbound. Does so to Nesbitt. USA switching almost 1 through 5 at the moment defensively. Oh, it looked like a clean steal, but the officials have called it. Matthias pulling the ball away. On Munnings. It's the first of his 2. Had a great game against Mexico in their first game of this qualifier. 16 points and 3 rebounds for Travis Munnings in that one. Misses the second though, and Boone pulls down another rebound. Such a dominant rebounder, Josh Boone. Ice is open, doesn't take it though. Great ball movement here by USA, such selfless play. Boone back to the basket. Good defense by Nesbitt though, locks Josh Boone out of the action. Sealed him down way too low. Nesbitt for 3. Comes up short again, but Nesbitt doesn't seem to be someone who's too shy to shoot the 3. Starks uses the Boone screen. Got the mismatch they wanted. Thomas will feed Boone in the low post. Mathias drives inside, draws the foul off Nesbitt. Can't get the score. But the intricacy and selfless nature of the USA offense is impressive. Bringing a team together. The majority of these guys not played together. None of them have featured in the AmeriCup qualifiers so far. All of them picking up their first action in this year's competition. As we see Thompson heading to the bench for the Bahamas, and Kentuan Smith coming in. I think at the moment the Bahamas are a little bit in the headlights, trying to gain some headlines for themselves. Not much team offense on show for them. Matthias hits the first of his 2 free throws. And drops the second as well. USA lead now up to 7. As we see Rashad James come in for Dakota Matthias. Let's see what the Bahamas have. They trail by 7 at the moment. They've shown glimmers of what they can do. They just need to a bit more team ethos on the offensive end. At the moment, it's very much one-on-one, and we see it again from Munnings. This time he gets it to go, though. Brandon Bass now with possession as he brings it up over the half. Isaiah Thomas wide open for 3. Misses this time. 3 from 5 from outside. Bass now against Mackey and makes him pay. Gets the score. 12-season NBA career for Brandon Bass from 2005 to 2017. So much experience. Munnings nails another jumper. But once again, the Bahamas are reliant on individual talent rather than team basketball. Bahamas back within 5, though. A little under 5 to play in this first quarter. Isaiah Thomas now. Brings it back out. Good quick ball movement. Isaiah Thomas in the corner is going to draw the foul off David Nesbitt. This is second foul of the game. I imagine that'll force a change. We see a change for the USA. Adrian Graham comes out of the game, and in comes James Nunnally. Yeah, Nesbitt's going to have to head to the bench after picking up his second foul. Long inbound pass to Bass. Bass looking to go to work straight away and just barrels his way to the basket. Tries a little bully basketball, doesn't pay off this time. The Bahamas defense stands strong. Munnings, another jumper, no good. Swatted back by James, but Bahamas hold on to it. Munnings does get the score this time. He's up to 9 points already. Isaiah Thomas brings it up over the half, drives inside, and it's swatted away. This time by Tavario Miller. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Miller. Certainly had an impact since coming on the floor. Provides him with a bit more size, a bit more intensity on the boards. Strong move to the basket. No good for Bridgewater. Drive to the basket for Rashad James. The ball is knocked away. Isaiah Thomas takes a seat on the bench. Bahamas defense has certainly gone up a gear or two as the first quarter has progressed. Thurman now has to come back out. Jab step from Nunnally, side step for the jumper is good. Heavily contested jump shot, but still gets it to go, James Nunnally. Munnings again, providing the only answer that the Bahamas have at the moment. 10 points personal for Travis Munnings. And at the moment, it's a free-flowing, almost scrimmage-esque game as we see Brandon Bass, the 35-year-old, drop another jumper. Mannings puts up a contested three, too heavy with this one. Nunnally with the rebound. Looking ahead. Nunnally's going to use the pick and roll from Bass. Doesn't take it this time though. Comes back to Barber instead. Hesitation, spin, hands it off to Bass. Shot clock down to 5. Been thrown away, so it's going to be a turnover and a little bit of miscommunication between the USA players at the moment. Coach Prunty goes to his notes. Such an experienced coach. Taken over, obviously, the head coach for this qualification window as assistant coach back in November. So he drives to the basket, kicks it back out. Miller hits the long two. Bahamas within 3. And we might have billed this as what most were going to consider to be a one-sided affair, but at the moment the Bahamas are holding their own. Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. James looking to line up the offense. To Bass. Bass with a hesitation. Just drives so strong to the basket. Gets the roll in the end. Quick first step. A man of that size. Miller hands it off to Roll. Roll looks to skip inside, cuts through the paint. Nice little hesitation dribble, but the defense followed him well. And Cat Barber managed to knock it away, but it's come off a USA player, so the Bahamas will hold on to possession. Impressive first quarter from the Bahamas. They've rotated through their roster as well. Just as much as the USA have. Jump shot goes up, that's the long two. The roll isn't favorable and the USA will come away with it. Barber now, spin move. Kicks it out. Thurman drives inside, looks to put the Thunder down. And that one springs away. Miller floats in. The defense is too tough for him in the paint, though. Thurman. Off the back of the iron and away. Neither team really finding their flow on the offensive end as we enter the final minute of this first quarter. Apart from the opening flurry from Isaiah Thomas, no one's really dominated. Munnings has played well for the Bahamas. Into the hands of Nunnally, nails a three. James Nunnally, second three of the game. He's up to 6 points alongside Brandon Bass. USA being led in scoring, though, by Isaiah Thomas. Carey now. 5 seconds left on the quarter clock. Carey goes inside and gets the score. That's a tough play by Michael Carey. And that'll be the end of the first 10 minutes, and a relatively level battle so far here in San Juan in this AmeriCup 2022 qualifier. The Bahamas 19, USA 25 at the end of the first quarter. The Bahamas will not back down or bow down to the reputation of the USA. Here are your shooting statistics from that first quarter. Three-point shooting, impressive from the USA. Plenty of action still to go, though. Here are some of the highlights from that first quarter of action, and an interesting battle so far. USA just having the better of it, leading by 6. That man there, Isaiah Thomas, has to take a fair bit of credit for that. Came straight into the game and back-to-back triples. 9 points, 3 from 5 from the perimeter, alongside a rebound for Isaiah Thomas in a little over 6 minutes of action. Before the game, he said he had a point to prove, and he wanted to get himself his NBA contract. Anyone watching that first 6 minutes will certainly be thinking about that. Alongside him, you've also got Brandon Bass with 6 points and James Nunnally with 6. As for the Bahamas, well, you have to give a hat tip to Travis Munnings. 10 points for him, 3 from 4 from 2, 1 from 3 from the outside. Alongside him, David Nesbitt with 1 triple to his name, and then 3 other players with a single basket. But an even affair in the first quarter. USA with a slight advantage, but the Bahamas certainly not overwhelmed by the occasion or their opponents. Looking forward to another 30 minutes of action here in San Juan. James back onto the floor first, as we see the USA 5 have a final little huddle before the action gets underway. Second quarter underway here in San Juan. AmeriCup 2022 qualifier. End of the first quarter, Bahamas 19, USA 25. James attacks the basket, kicks it out to Thurman. He comes up short with an air ball. I think the foul's going to be called as Carey pushes on the out of bounds. So it'll be a sideline possession for the USA. Joe Johnson there on the bench. How much experience has he got? 1,276 NBA games is the answer. Ball kicked out. Nunnally, no good. Rebounding fight. Come off the hands of Treshawn Thurman. So it'll be a Bahamas ball. Roll now. Advances it over the half, guarded by Cat Barber. Into the hands of a sweet stroke from Kentuan Smith. And Bahamas are within 3. Certainly not intimidated by the opposition, that's for sure. Great quick hands, quick feet, and the Bahamas away in transition. Roll now as the USA retreat quickly enough and reset their defensive structure. Carey going up against Thurman. Nice inside pass. Oh, and the softest of touches, not enough from Miller. Barber now brings it the other way. Good defense. Well scooped in by Smith. Tempo's picked up here at the start of the second. Smith with an up and under play. Showing some smooth style from Kentuan Smith. Bahamas within one. USA are going to call a timeout. Coach Prunty cannot be happy with what he sees from his team so far. Not getting it done on the floor. He wants to talk things over. We're going to try and jump into the huddle, hear what he has to say.
Just be patient. Listen up. Hey, everybody got to go to the door. You open the game. If we go Nassau again this time, you have to talk. All right, so get one. You're coming over the top. Yeah. The two guys show you it. Yeah. You're going down the bottom. This time you have to talk and let them know if the man comes under the screen or over. All right, so which side you like better? Listen. I'm going up that side. If he says under, you're flaring up top. All right. You'll be open by yourself. If he says over, we curling. Because 5 is going to pop out and catch this and we're looking for that lock. All right? So let's put it under over, guys. Just listen to the one. You got to call it out.
They're probably going to switch it, so be ready to slip.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Execute. Keep the energy. Keep the energy. Travis, get in close to them. I hope for the switch. The 2 point will be over.
For USA, there's number 4.
Interesting to hear the Bahamas team. As we see Coach Prunty there. His USA mask, a real mastermind of basketball, so much experience, and you never hear anything but good words about Coach Prunty when you speak to players. He really is a player's coach. Isaiah Thomas back into the action for the USA. Bridgewater has been assigned him again. He's only dropped 3 triples on him last time. Let's see what he does to him this time. Foul's going to be called on Dominic Bridgewater. First team foul of the quarter for the Bahamas. Matthias now. Leads Bass, back out to Matthias. Little big man, little man game going on. Matthias for the jumper, hits the 2, draws the foul from Tavario Miller. Big play by Dakota Matthias. Smart play. Miller comes flying out and clatters him, shaking his head, but it's a clear foul. Miller will head to the bench, and Thompson will come back into the action. Also back in. For the USA is Nunnally. USA lead out to 4, 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Thompson now, backdoor pass, oh, a reverse alley-oop at the source, Kentuan Smith. Wonderful highlight play, wonderful find for Michael Thomas and a steal as well. Bahamas out at the races, and back-to-back dunks for the Bahamian team. And just like that, the Bahamas tie the game, 28. What a game we've got. Bahamas haven't just turned up to make the numbers up, that's for sure. Baseline drive, stolen away. It's going to be a hard hustle. It's going to remain USA ball as Thurman hits the ground hard. Look at this pass, and look at this finish. A reverse alley-oop. Tell me that's not going to be top of the highlight reel as we see the very next play. Another transition from the Bahamas, finished with some flourish as well. Coach Prunty, plenty for him to be considering right now. USA are going to make a change as Boone comes into the action. Out comes Thurman. Johnson's also come into play. Into the corner. Graham hits the triple from the corner. Bridgewater. Crossing up, Isaiah Thomas on his way to the basket. Looks like he's hurt himself though. Holding on to his right foot by the looks of it. That's not a good sign for the Bahamas. He is coming back to his feet though. Almost too quick for his own feet in that situation. Trying to shake Isaiah Thomas. Coach Brunt wanting a quick word with his starting guard. Bridgewater hits the first of his 2 free throws. This is the second, but the rebound falls into the hands of Thompson. Munning's open for 3, misses. Nesbitt fights for the rebound though, goes strong. Basket's waved away, traveling violation called on David Nesbitt. USA will hold on to their 2-point lead, but they're being put through the ringer at the moment. Isaiah Thomas now advances it up over the half. Pick and roll between Matthias. Oh, and hits the 3. Josh Boone rolled to the basket for him. Matthias said, nah, I don't need you. Puts up a beautiful shot. 7 points personal for Dakota Matthias. Bridgewater for 3. Off left. Rebound falls into the hands of Graham. A little bit heavy on the outlet pass. Johnson can't quite hold on to that one. USA lead by 5. Under 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Taylor trying to fight his way to the basket, shaking up Matthias. A bit of a back to the basket shimmy. Not enough, but stolen away. Isaiah Thomas hands it to Bridgewater. Makes him pay fully. Bahamas back to within 3. They're not stepping away. Another steal for Bridgewater. The youngster is taking Isaiah Thomas to school, but Isaiah Thomas quickly returns the favor. These 2 guards going at it head to head. Oh, rejected by Bridgewater, and he shouts him down as he does so. Thomas for 3. In and out, and he ties the game with the triple. Michael Thomas. What a play by the Bahamas. Wonderful to see them taking it straight to the USA. Matthias hands it off. Back to Joe Johnson, shot clock at 4. Drives inside, puts it high off the glass, gets his own rebound, and the putback. 2 Bahamas players left on the floor in his wake. And that's the sheer strength of the man. He claims USA's lead. Foul's going to be called on Josh Boone. Here's the block by Bridgewater. And look at him roar. Means a lot to him. And if anything, it means a lot to him due to the fact that Isaiah Thomas is one of the better players on the planet in the grand scheme of things. Good rejection by Matthias. Sean Taylor not having it all his own way today. One of the key players for the Bahamas, though. There's no 2 ways about that. Averaging 14.5 points a game to Sean Taylor. Barber's coming to the game for the USA, replacing Isaiah Thomas. Thompson now. Step back crossover, trying to find some space. One-footed fadeaway. It's a tough one to execute. Fails to do so this time. Good move to the basket. Travion Graham getting his just desserts. A strong fundamental play. Aggressive, direct basketball. Shot goes up from Taylor. He's trying to force things a little bit at the moment, trying to get himself a rhythm. It's going to be a USA, or is it a Bahamas ball? It's going to be a Bahamas ball on the sideline. And Deshaun Taylor just slightly trying to force it, trying to get his own rhythm going. Not necessarily what his team need him to do at the moment. They maintain possession though. Munnings pulls up short two, too short. Rebound is won by Mackey though, and Bahamas will go again. Smith, crossover. The defense holds true. Bridgewater for three, too heavy, and Josh Boone will once again pull down the rebound, his third of the evening. Under 4 minutes to play now in the first half, and this first half has flown by, to be fair. Joe Johnson going up against Smith. Hands it off to Barber. Barber floats inside, off the glass for two. Ideally, he would have gone to his left hand. Instead, try to reverse it out on the right. Manages to get the play to execute. A high difficulty degree, though, but at the other end of the floor, Mackey goes to work and gets the two. Bahamas back to within 4 points. At Barber now to Graham. Graham comes up short. Bahamas, a nice outlet pass, but too heavy from Bridgewater. Sean Taylor was never going to catch that one. Brandon Bass is going to come onto the floor now for the USA. Boone heads to the bench. 36-year-old heads out, a 35-year-old heads in. Certainly plenty of experience in that USA roster, that's for sure. Barber now going up against Bridgewater. Joe Johnson. Strong drive to the basket, loses his footing, but manages to get the pass away, and the finish for Brandon Bass. Straight into the action and straight onto the scoreboard. He's up to 8 points alongside 2 rebounds, Brandon Bass. Probably been the most influential of the big men in the USA team. Good ball movement by the Bahamas. Selfless play, but the USA defense has reacted well. Turnaround jumper is good. Antoine Smith. And the Bahamas just stay within touching distance of the USA. Joe Johnson just bullying his way to the basket. Draws the foul from Munnings. I think Joe Johnson's slightly frustrated with his team's performance so far, taking it on his own shoulders to get the job done. Trevion Graham heads to the bench, and James Nunnally comes in to take his place for the USA. Joe Johnson rattles home the first of his 2. And what do you say about Joe Johnson? 1,276 games in the NBA from 2001 to 2018, a 7-time NBA All-Star. That's the caliber of the player on show. And you can see no matter what age you get to, bearing in mind he's 39, the competitive spirit does not fade. He is here to win every possession he wants to win. Smith, no good with the jump, and Matthias with the defensive board. Fifth rebound of the game for Dakota Matthias. Johnson now into the corner. Nunnally nails the 3. And the USA just see a little bit of clear water between themselves and the Bahamas as they lead by 9. 1:53 left in this second quarter. Starting to find maybe a bit more composure, the USA, than previously. Timeout called by the Bahamas. Let's go and listen to Coach Bolay. Let's hear what he has to say to his team.
Once he attacks the middle, he get a big touch, he's gonna hit somebody. Force his ass to the sideline. I don't give a fuck if that's his strong side. Force him to the sideline. Once he get in the middle, we have problems. All right? That's what's killing us right now. And the second chance shots, the 50-50 loose balls. We play defense on the first possession, the second possession, we stand around, we look, they catching the ball, and then we doing this. We got to play every possession. All right? What you run?
We're going in the horn, all right? Like the box out, you gotta set a low side screen for 5. Alright? Low side screen 5, you're on the low side 1 for the basket. Mikey, you looking?
High-low?
Inside, yeah. Remember, he's going to set a screen on the inside side. Five is going to pull off on the one side.
Who's at the 5?
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
So he's saying for me?
Yeah.
Apologies for some of the choice language within that Bahamas huddle, but I think the coach made it very clear. The problem they've got at the moment is Joe Johnson is just dictating the flow of play, and if they let him get to the middle, then they've got problems. They need to push him to the side, not let him just penetrate down the middle of the paint. Let's see if the Bahamas are able to do it, because saying it's one thing and doing it's another. Bridgewater now to Thompson. Feeds the low post, well established, deep down. The left hand not soft enough from Kenton Smith though. Dias feeds Johnson inside, and Munnings is left with no option but to foul him. Johnson beat him down the floor. Munnings picks up another foul. Bahamas now in the penalty. Second personal foul on Munnings. Johnson hands it into Bass. What a combination that is. Brandon Bass now going up against Thompson. Oh, a little pivot step, and look at the play. Bass can't get it to go, but it was that little jab step. Completely opened Michael Thompson up. Left the lane open. Isaiah Thomas on the bench there. Whether he's on the floor or on the bench, wants his team to win. He's giving all he can. Hits the first of his two. Played for 6 different NBA franchises in his NBA career before heading over to China in 2017. It's the second as well. 11-point lead for the USA now. And from Bahamas' point of view, they can't let that lead extend much further if they want the big upset here today. Carey brings it up over the half for the Bahamas. Thompson now looking to drive his way past Johnson to the basket, goes high off the glass, nothing's there for him. USA out at the break now. Johnson, quick skip, good ball movement. Matthias for 3. Wonderful fluid team offense from the USA, and the game is starting to tilt firmly in their favor. Nice change of direction by Bridgewater, but the shot is heavily contested, and Joe Johnson once again scoops up the rebound. 6 rebounds for Johnson now. Got the isolation he wanted. The double team's got to come across. Otherwise, he's going to score 99 times out of 100. You can't let Joe Johnson ISO and bully ball his way to the basket. It's just upper body strength is just too much for the Bahamas to cope with on a straight one-to-one defense situation. Bridgewater, nice crossover. Certainly got a handle on him, the young man. Oh, and he gets the score and the foul. You can see why there's so much hype surrounding Dominic Bridgewater. Just 20 years of age, but has a huge number of tricks in his kit bag. His handle is at a high level. Reads the game exceptionally well. Just waiting to see. I think the officials want to review this one. Don't have microphones on the officials for this qualification window, so we won't quite be able to hear what they're talking about. Tough to hear anyway with their masks on, but we will be able to see what they're looking at on the official review. I'm presuming it's whether the shot was away in time or not. 2 seconds left at that point. There's the crossover. Does he release? Yes, he does. There's 0.2 seconds left when he let go of the shot, so it's good to go. What a way to finish the first half for the Bahamas. And you can see the foul coming from, I think it is Nunnally that's going to get called for the foul. Bridgewater does a great job of hitting the 2. Takes his personal tally to 9 points. I have a feeling he'll get the free throw, but I don't think there's any time left on the clock. Or if they put .2. They'll put .2 back onto the clock. I think it's when the foul was committed is when they stop it, as Nunnally heads to the bench. So there'll be .2 seconds left as Bridgewater is at the line for his bonus free throw. Misses it, and that will be the end of the first half. And an interesting first half of action. It's not been all USA's way as we would have expected before the game. That said, they still hold a commanding lead at the halftime break. 20 minutes gone, Bahamas 40, the USA 54. Here are your shooting statistics from that first half. The USA absolutely lightning from outside. 10 from 18, 56%. Interested to see if they can keep that up for the rest of the game. Here are your rebounding stats as well, as you'd expect. USA dominating the balls 29-17. Top scorers, Matthias and Bass on 10 points apiece. Thomas with 9 for the USA. Munnings and Smith on 10, and Bridgewater 9 for the Bahamas. Here are the highlights from all that first half of action, and an interesting first half, that's for sure. USA started out well, but the Bahamas pegged them back. They certainly weren't intimidated or scared of the fight or the battle that was in front of them and the wealth of talent that was on show for the USA in that first half. USA led by 6 at the end of the first quarter, and they've now extended that out to 14 at the halftime break. Isaiah Thomas was lightning in that opening quarter. Back-to-back-to-back triples. He's slightly cooled down since that moment as he's got in a bit of a battle with the youngster, Dominic Bridgewater, for the Bahamas. But for USA, 2 players in double digits. Brandon Bass, 10 points alongside 3 rebounds. And Dakota Matthias has 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He's doing a great job for the USA. You also have to have a bit of a hat tip to Joe Johnson. 6 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. But the 39-year-old is coming out and putting in a big performance and a team-leading performance as well. Raising expectations and the standards of his teammates around him, that's for sure. For the Bahamas, 2 players in double digits. Kentuan Smith, 10 points for him, doing a great job. Some highlight plays as well in that first half. And Travis Munnings has 10 points as well as 2 rebounds. But what a game we have. Remember, the USA already qualified for AmeriCup 2022. They're top of the table, 4 wins, 0 losses. Their expectation is that they're going to head to the tournament without a loss to their name. In fact, their expectation is that they're going to be at the top of the podium when it comes to AmeriCup 2022. Outside of that, the Bahamas currently sit 4th place within the group. 1 win, 3 losses to their name. Remember, the top 2 automatically qualify. And then the 3rd place potentially goes through. So the Bahamas have a lot to fight for. They obviously have their game here today against the USA before heading on to play Puerto Rico tomorrow. As for the USA, they will play Mexico tomorrow. That was probably the highlight play of the first half. And then it was back-to-back dunks for the Bahamas as they fought their way back into the game in that second quarter. The USA composed themselves, used some of their veterans to take the lead, and that's what's given them a 14-point lead at this stage of the game. Still plenty to play for, though, for both teams. This game certainly isn't decided, and you've seen plays like that from Dominic Bridgewater, swatting away Isaiah Thomas's shot attempt. As we see the final highlight plays of this first half. It'll be interesting to see what the message from Coach Prunty is in the halftime break. Brandon Bass leading the scoring for the USA with 10 points in that first half. 4 from 5 from the field. An exceptionally efficient performance from the veteran big man. He doesn't play any different from when he's playing or been playing in the NBA to playing in this game here. Using every piece of experience that he has to help his team win the game. 35 years of age, thousands of minutes, top-level action. And he's a real problem as a matchup. He's happy back to the basket as he is, stepping out for the mid-range jumper. And he'll do what his team needs him to win. At the moment, he's doing exactly that. He has 10 points to his name, as does Matthias as well, though, to be fair. Alongside his 10 points, he has 3 rebounds as well. And he's just getting the job done in the strong, methodical way that he knows how to for the USA. As for the Bahamas, Kentuan Smith is their leading scorer with 10 points. 4 from 7 from the field, 57%. He's certainly doing a good job of keeping his team in the race at the moment. And again, he's one of these players in the modern game that's able to stretch the floor. He's happy putting the ball on the floor. He's happy spotting up for threes. He's quite comfortable with some back to the basket offense as well. You see the drive to the basket. He's adaptable and versatile, and he's used every ounce of that in the first half. And there's the highlight play, the reverse alley-oop. That one's going on his career highlight reel, that's for sure. Wonderful pass as well from Michael Thompson. And as I said, a real versatile player, range to his jump shot game as well. Halftime here in Puerto Rico, Bahamas 40, USA 54.
From 16 down to tie. Dished off and attacking strong, but rejected was Brady.
All right, turn it over. Now Jason Page gonna go coast to coast. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, my Lord. Well, did you see the defensive effort there by Thompson? Well, Thompson got back.
All the way across. Like with a nice fake. Oh, big time throwdown by Michael Carrera. He just took off and threw it down one-handed. Venezuela showing their intent here.
Starting to build momentum in the lane. They turn it over. Camacho comes up with it. And now Suarez throws it down right in transition. And that's one way to stay back in this game. Pump fakes in the lane, goes up. Oh my Lord! Buenas noches, Argentina! Cafero está aquí!
Welcome back to San Juan here in Puerto Rico. AmeriCup 2022 qualifier between the Bahamas and USA. Half time here. Players back on the floor to warm up for the second half. Interesting first half. That's for sure. The USA enter the half-time locker room with a 14-point lead, but they've been made to work hard for it. It's not been one-way traffic. The Bahamas have shown glimmers of very, very good basketball. But the USA, as you would expect, have leaned fully on some of the veteran players in their lineup to provide the impetus and the spark. The likes of Brandon Bass, Josh Boone, Joe Johnson, and Isaiah Thomas. Here are game leaders. Matthias leading them with 10 points. Brandon Bass also has 10 points. Joe Johnson leading them in rebounds and assists. 8 rebounds and 3 assists for him. And you can see he's slightly frustrated with the way his teammates are playing. Remember, Joe Johnson has a World Cup bronze medal to his name from 2006. One of those where the USA, anything but gold for them is not good enough. There's Brandon Bass. He also has 10 points. 4 from 5 from the field. Certainly been impressive. As always, Brandon Bass just goes about his business in the same way. Consistent, reliable type of player. Many a good franchise are built upon. As for the Bahamas, Munnings leads their scoring. 10 points from Munnings. Miller, 3 rebounds, and Bridgewater with 2 assists. Also on 10 points is Kentuan Smith. Plenty of highlight plays from Bahamas in that first half. Just now need to bring together more phases of play consistently across the second half. Also lean on each other as a team slightly more than they did in the first half. Kentuan Smith with 10 points, 2 from 4 from the field. Well, from 2-point range. Also hit a couple of triples as well. That's the big highlight play of the first half, the reverse alley-oop. Certainly going to make it onto quite a few highlight reels from this weekend of action. Remember, dozens of teams across the world taking part in their qualifiers this weekend. Obviously here for AmeriCup. We've also got Eurobasket, the Asia Cup, as well as AfroBasket. Coach Prunty, obviously a veteran of Eurobasket as head coach of the Great Britain national team between 2013 and 2017. He went to 2 Eurobaskets with the Great British team. Didn't necessarily get the results there, but that's certainly not down to the coaching. An outstanding coach that is loved by pretty much any player that plays for him. Sure, he's had some words in the half-time locker room, though. This isn't the USA performance that he would have been hoping for. His first time in charge as head coach for this qualification window. I'm sure he's had a few conversations with his players about exactly what it means to play for the USA and the expectations on how you're going to play the game. Interesting to see if there's a change of flow in the second half. Just a little under 2.5 minutes now until the start of the second half of action here. Remember, this is the first of 2 games for both of these teams. They'll both come back again tomorrow night. For the Bahamas, they'll face the home team, Puerto Rico. And for the USA, they'll take on their near neighbors, Mexico, in their final game of qualification. USA already qualified for AmeriCup 2022. So this really is just to keep the momentum going for the national team in the US. For the Bahamas at the moment, they sit in 4th place. So they are not guaranteed a place at AmeriCup. In fact, it's looking a little bit shaky at the moment, but it will go to the final game of qualification for them against Puerto Rico tomorrow before anything has been decided about who's going and who's not going to make it. Players being waved back to their benches as we get into the final preparations for the second half. And the Bahamas really climb the hill. I wouldn't say it's a mountain yet, but climb the hill that they've left themselves. 14 points down at the half. Offensively, they can be relatively happy, but defensively, they are going to have to find a new way of playing or a few new gears to move into if they're to stop the juggernaut that is USA basketball. Let's listen into what Coach Bole has to say.
1, 2, 3. Bahamas. Let's go. Come on, dog. Let's go. Talking the whole time.
Bahamas certainly seem calm, ready to go, and relishing the challenge that lays ahead of them in the next 20 minutes of action here in San Juan. We're underway here, third quarter action. AmeriCup 2022 qualifier between the Bahamas and the USA. USA lead by 14 at the half break. Bahamas, though, straight back into the action. Joe Johnson with yet another rebound to start the second half of action. That takes him up to 9 rebounds so far. Real leadership role Joe Johnson has taken. Steps inside, floats it up for Josh Boone. Josh Boone is pushed in the back, though. Can't get the score. We'll head to the free throw line instead to get the 2. That one chalked up on Munnings, I think. It's his 3rd personal foul of the game as well, which is a worry. Munnings certainly was a hot ticket in the first half. 10 points to his name. Boone at the line, 4-2 free throws. Comes up short with the first of his 2. And the second as well. Boone won't be happy. Missing both free throws. Bridgewater now. Thompson's got the mismatch he wanted against Isaiah Thomas. Thomas is going to get called for the foul. He's had it his entire career, Isaiah Thomas, though. People trying to mismatch him and isolate him in the low post. Uses undersize against him. So Isaiah Thomas coming in at just 175 high. And Thompson's 2 meters. Thompson's now uses the Nesbitt screen, drives inside, right hand floater's going to be an offensive foul. Good stand by Matthias. He'd set himself pretty early, and Thompson didn't adjust. And just ploughed through him. A conversation between Isaiah Thomas and Coach Prunty. Interesting to see whether Isaiah Thomas's strategy of using the 2 games this weekend for USA as a shot window for an NBA contract pay off. I hope so. He's a talented player that you'd love to see back at the highest levels. Oh, good follow in the end by Munnings. As Taylor couldn't get it to go, but Munnings could. Some concern at the moment, as we have, I think, Trevion Graham on the floor. He's in pain. Considerable pain by the looks of it. This is never a good sight. It's not what we want to see. This looks pretty serious. Let's have a look and see what happens. So he looks to drive and his knee just buckles, I think. And that could be a very serious injury. It's always those that look innocuous. And you kind of just go, oh, that's nothing. End up being the serious ones because he's not really done anything but maybe put a bit of pressure, and maybe his knee's given out. The trainers are on the floor with him. Some players have come across as well. He's hitting the hardwood. He's in a lot of pain right now. It looks like it might be his left knee. Let's see what the coaches can do with him. They get him to his feet. Let's have a look again. Oh, yeah, that didn't look right. It almost looked like it clicked or crunched into place, his left knee. As you look as he extends, it almost hyperextends maybe. Trevion Graham will, by the looks of it, not take part in any more within this game. And that looks like it may be a serious injury. I wish him a speedy recovery if it is. Never good, never a sight we like to see. A player hobbling back to the locker room like that. And it puts a sour taste on a win if you see a player, one of your teammates have to leave the game like that. But play must continue, and USA now have even more reason to win for their fallen teammate. Isaiah Thomas now hands it off to Boone. A little two-man game at the top for the USA. Thomas floats inside, and it's deadly. Once you give him that slight slither of a lane to drive down, he's tough to stop, even undersized. He finds a way. There's the mismatch, well used by the Bahamas. Munnings capitalizes and floats off the glass for two. Munnings now up to 12 points for himself alongside 14 points alongside 3 rebounds. Thomas hits another jumper, and this is what he did in the first quarter as well. He came alive really quickly, got himself 9 points in next to no time at all. He's up to 14 points personal now. Nesbitt nails the three, and Bahamas continue to refuse to go away. The thing you have, though, is it's not on the offensive end that the Bahamas are struggling. They're just struggling to stop the USA dictating their terms on the other end of the floor. This time they do, though. The USA shot comes up short. Tough move to the basket, and if anything, that's a get-out-of-jail-free card, as Munnings really does probably regret that move. That was never going to go in, and Josh Boone fouling him just enables him to escape. Munnings at the line for 2 free throws now. Second team foul of the quarter for the USA. Bahamas also have 2 team fouls. Munnings up to 16 points, leading all scorers at the moment. Thomas turns the corner, drive to the basket, can't get the score this time though. It's a little bit rusty, if you have to be honest, about Isaiah Thomas. Matthias is fouled by Deshaun Taylor. It's going to be called an unsportsmanlike foul as well, I think. Let's have a look. Yep, I think so. It's going to send Matthias to the line for 2 shots. And that's the kind of move that we're used to seeing from Isaiah Thomas. That one as well. A sweet, sweet stroke from the point guard. Pass at the line for the 3 throw, no good, as Taylor was called for an unsportsmanlike foul. USA will get possession on the side as well. Sideline possession for the USA after Dakota Matthias misses both his 3 throws. Not what you'd expect. Isaiah Thomas, just a jab steps, opens up the entire lane for him, pulls up for the 3 and is off target. Munnings now takes the jumper and nails the jumper. Just a 2 though, over the line. He's up to 17 points now though, Travis Munnings. Fade away from Joe Jordan, and that's just an automatic. Sorry, Joe Johnson, that's an automatic for a player of Johnson's caliber. That really is. You can't give him that space. That's something that he has run in the practice gym over and over. The pass out to Matthias, gets the 2 and draws the foul. Dakota Matthias doing a great job. And if we talk about shot windows, maybe this is a player that's using it to its fullest potential here. He's up to 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists in 16 minutes of action. It's a replay of the Joe Johnson fadeaway jumper. Poetry in motion, player at that level performing such a difficult skill, so easily done. But yeah, as I was saying, Dakota Matthias in the shot window. Has played in the NBA, 8 games for Philadelphia, but has kind of been on the edge, on the fringe of proceedings, the 25-year-old. I'm sure he'll be trying to use this as well to get himself a call up to the big show. Both teams making changes. Both teams making sure they're using their rosters fully. And that's important in these qualification windows with multiple games. You know, as much as you want to win the game in front of you, there's a consideration around the next game that's coming. Good defense by Matthias, but can't tap it back to his own teammate. Bahamas will go again. Drives inside. Taylor can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound though, but this time, as you would expect, it's pulled down once again. This time by Joe Johnson. Shot goes up, and the Bahamas at the moment are not taking the easy shots, and Kat Barber has taken a shot to the face. That's a painful one, that's for sure. Let's hope it's not too serious. I hope it's a glancing blow. Let's have a look at the replay. The shot goes up, and it's a long rebound being chased out. And he ends up with almost a forearm across the face from Dominic Bridgewater. But I don't think there's any intention there. They're both just going for the ball. It's not going to make it sting any less. But it will be a USA ball. Another USA player on the deck, being helped to his feet by the trainer. He's a little bit dazed, so he'll head to the bench. Joe Johnson now 2 points and 1 rebound away from a double-double, so keep your eye on that. As Kat Barber heads back to the bench. And the trainers will, I'm sure, inspect him fully. To the line will go Rashad James. And this is the first of his 2 free throws, taking them obviously in lieu of Kat Barber. USA not shooting brilliantly from the free throw line. 7 from 13 so far this evening. Make that 8 from 14. You'd expect a higher percentage from the caliber of roster they've brought together. USA lead by 15 now. Munnings feeds the low post. Sean Taylor looking to go to work against Matthias. Nice little step back, real control, body control there from Sean Taylor. Rashad Jones now being guided by Bridgewater. Matthias, nice pass inside, but stolen away. Good hands from the Bahamian defense. Goes up for the jumper, no good, but it's a smart move because the Bahamas had locked out the paint for the offensive glass. Nesbitt now backing Matthias to the basket. Matthias steps out the way, smart move, pulls a chair on him. Johnson's going to get called for the foul. Probably going to be an unsportsmanlike, I think. I'm not sure he particularly went for the ball. Let's have a look what the call is. Let's have a look. Nesbitt trying to back his way to the basket. Yeah, he didn't play for the ball, that's for sure. Just grabbed the arm and pulled him down. But a regular foul called. Munnings at the line for 2 shots. It's the first of his 2. Certainly been an impressive performance from Travis Munnings. He's averaging 13 points, 2.5 rebounds per game across these qualifiers. This is his 3rd game in the AmeriCup qualifiers. Munnings up to 18 points now. Matthias catch and shoot for the 3. A little heavy-handed, but the long rebound cannot be controlled by the Bahamas. Falls into the hands of Bass. Nunnally, not the wisest of shots. No USA players almost inside the 3-point line, let alone the paint to rebound that one. Bridgewater now looks to thread the eye of the needle, but it's a misguided pass. Bass out in transition. Hands it off. Strong move by James Nunnally. Draws the foul. Go to the line for the bonus. Smith called for the foul. Timeout's been called as well. USA lead by 14, 4 minutes and 11 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Come on, we good. Don't break down. Come on, stay locked in.
Okay, we're going to jump into the Bahamas timeout again. Listen to Coach Bole, see what he has to say to his team.
All right? When we did that, you all gone and that a little bit, they fucking turned the ball over. We going straight back in the man-to-man. Show them it for 1 or 2 possessions and see what the fuck happened. All right? That's what we need to go into. And have patience on offense. We can't be fouling all the fucking time. Every time all we do is fouling and keeping. As we get back in the game, they putting it away again because we putting them to the line, man.
Bullshit calls, man.
If we score again, we going into 1-2-2, and we can bring it down into the fucking matchup. Okay? Full court into the matchup. That's what we gonna do. Give me the clipboard. Listen, they're on the free throw line now. You get your ass on the free throw line. All right, you on the free throw line, can't throw it on the free throw line. You come here, and the shot go fucking here. If that ball is hit or miss, when that ball get hit it to you, hit it to Travis, get that fucking ball down, get a fucking easy basket.
Let's go, y'all.
Hit it ball side, just get it. 1, 2, 3.
Promise.
Apologies for the colourful language used within Coach Bole's timeout. Passions running high. And some clear instructions to his team as we see the USA players come back to the floor. And as we join the action, we'll see James Nunnally at the line for that bonus shot after the strong move to the basket. But he saw all the way through. Great concentration to finish that last play off. Hits the bonus, takes his personal tally to 12, and the USA out to a 15-point lead. Munnings to the basket. Blocking foul's going to be called. This time on Rashad James is inside the restricted area. Coach Prunty was jumping up and down on the sidelines for a traveling violation. Officials didn't call it. He's still frustrated. Let's have a look at the replay. I'm not sure I saw the travel myself. Coach Prunty was pretty convinced though. Munnings back at the line. Something I've said quite a few times tonight already. Certainly has a great way of getting himself to the free throw line, and if you can hit 2 from 2, it's a great tactic to have. 19 points personal now for Travis Munnings. Doing a great job for the Bahamas as they sit into a 3-2 zone now. Let's see what the USA do against the zone. They won't be that used to playing against it. That's how to do it if you're Brandon Bass. Just shoot over the top of it. Certainly one way of breaking a zone. Interesting to see how they play against it though. As you see, Cat Barber's back on the floor after the knock to the face. That's good to see. Munnings puts the 3 up. Rebound falls to the hands of Nesbitt. Shot's too heavy from Mackey, and the USA will come away with it. Barber now coast to coast, put some brakes on that one. Rashad James, little step back jumper, no good. Bridgewater for the Bahamas. Mackey open for 3. Another rebound for the Bahamas at the moment. The USA really not looking after their own boards. And once again, it's Munnings with the score. Now up to 22 points along with 6 rebounds, Travis Munnings. And we've still got nearly 30 minutes of action to go. This is a big night for him. Barber. And the USA offensively at the moment are a bit stagnant. Joe Johnson, no good. Rebound. Nunnally is good, a smile on his face as he hits the floor. Foul called, and Nunnally will head to the free throw line again.
Third, personal foul number 10, David Nesbitt.
Nesbitt was blown for the foul.
Number 15, Richard Thurman.
As we see Thurman back into the action for the USA. Gets the lucky roll on his first free throw attempt. The USA have done a good job at keeping the Bahamas just at arm's length throughout this third quarter. Obviously, ideally from their perspective, they'd like to have blown the game out and clinched the win within this third quarter, as we see Isaiah Thomas sitting on the bench, and he's shown glimpses of the absolute all-star superstar that we've known to love in this game. He'll be hoping those glimpses across this weekend will be enough to get him that NBA contract and put him in a good position to be the great player that we all know he is. Hopefully some GMs are watching in and willing to go all in on Isaiah. Lob pass is thrown. Unfortunately, Mario Miller wasn't up for the lob pass. Barber now. Slides inside to the basket. The defense is good though. Kentuan Smith just standing straight and retreating well. James for three, nails the big three from the top of the arc. And as I say, USA just starting to open the lead back out as we enter the final 100 seconds of this third quarter. Stolen away by Barber. Can he stay in bounds? He can, but he can't get it back to a USA player. So Bridgewater will get the easiest two of the night. He's double digits now, 11 points for Bridgewater. USA's lead at 16. Shot clock at 10. Thrown into the basket. Throws it straight out of bounds. Almost takes one of the Bahamas players' heads off on the bench. And this is the trouble you have, really, bringing their roster together like the USA do. Almost new faces every qualification window. Just takes a bit of time for them to gel, to read each other's games. 10th turnover of the game for the USA. Bridgewater drives the baseline, steps in, tries to put it up high, but the defense from Bass is enough to, you know, affect the shot path, that's for sure. And it'll be a USA ball. Furman inbounds it to Barber. Last minute now of this third quarter. USA leading by a healthy 16 points. Bass to Rashard James. USA looking pretty fluid on the offensive end. Some timing issues on their rotations. Shot goes up by Barber. It's off target, and Tavario Miller pulls down the rebound. Munnings to Miller. Almost stolen away by Barber, but the foul is called. Miller will head to the line for 2 free throws. Texas A&M graduate. First foul called on Cat Barber. Both teams now fully in the bonus. Not that it really matters with 31.1 seconds remaining in the quarter. Miller hits the first of his 2 free throws. 3 points personal for him, alongside 4 rebounds in his first qualifier for this AmeriCup 2022. About a 6 or 7 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock, so Bahamas will get possession back, that's for sure. Barber now to Bass. Once again, the USA look a little bit stagnant. Shot clock at 3. Thurman's got to put something up. He's not going to get it away, and he doesn't. It's a shot clock violation, 5.5 seconds remaining. And the USA looking very stagnant on the offensive end. You see Joe Johnson in the background just blowing his cheeks out in frustration. His teammates aren't getting the job done as well as they should be at this point. You see Isaiah Thomas just chomping at the bit to get back on the floor. Shot goes up, no good from Kentuan Smith, and that will be the end of the action here in the third quarter. USA will be happy that they've kept the Bahamas at arm's length, but they'll also know that this game is not dead and buried. The Bahamas are hanging around. 3 quarters gone. Bahamas 61, USA 75. an interesting 10 minutes ahead of us here in Puerto Rico. Here's your shooting statistics. USA still shooting well from outside. Bahamas, all their action coming inside. A big 10 minutes ahead of us. Here are the highlights from that third quarter of play. The USA doing enough to keep the Bahamas at bay, but not enough to seal the win just yet. Still some fight left in this Bahamas team, that is for sure. They trail by 14 with 10 minutes to play. The great thing is, if you're the Bahamas, you know you have the firepower in your team. That's not your problem. Scoring points is something the Bahamas team can do. Plenty of talent with plenty of scoring options. The problem they have at the moment is at the other end of the floor, shipping 75 points in 3 quarters. That means realistically in this final quarter, Bahamas are going to have to keep the USA way below 20 points in the final 10 minutes. Realistically, they probably need to keep them closer to maybe 14, 15 points at the most if they have any chance of winning the game here. And can the Bahamas increase the defensive intensity that much here in the final 10 minutes, particularly against the USA team that isn't exactly short of its own firepower? 1 through 12 can score within that USA roster.
Let's go, let's go.
If the Bahamas lock down one player, there's another 11 ready to step up and take the mantle on, that's for sure. Bahamas 5 back out on the floor. USA 5 all ready to go. Fourth quarter action underway here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. AmeriCup 2022 qualifier between the Bahamas and the USA. 10 minutes to play. USA lead by 14. Isaiah Thomas turns the ball over again. He's certainly not had the glamorous night many of us were expecting or he was hoping for. Nesbitt goes strong to the basket, gets his own rebound, but has it stripped away. A bit of a scramble, but Munnings comes away with it. Smith for 3. Great start to the fourth quarter for the Bahamas. They're within 11. Can they create a fairy tale? Isaiah Thomas misses the mid-range jumper. Matthias is going to get called for the foul, is he? Or is it Tavario Miller? Miller, in fact, is called for the offensive foul. Overzealous trying to lock Matthias down in the low post. Let's have a look if we can. And that's the 3 from Kenton Smith to start the quarter. Leaves it hanging up there a little bit. Shot goes up from James, no good. Rebound pulled down by Smith. The Bahamas at the moment looking like the better team. Not the best team, but the better team. The way they're playing the game, they're being a little bit more selfless than they have been in the rest of the game so far. Munnings now feeds it off to Smith. Step back 3, a little bit late on the release. Meant that it was going to be challenged. USA come away with it. There's the lob pass inside to Boone. Wonderful vision by Isaiah Thomas. Josh Boone, the lucky recipient for the 2 off the glass. Just his first assist of the game for Isaiah Thomas, but the big 3 rains down. And the Bahamas will not go away. 3 from 6 from range for Nesbitt now. Straight out of bounds from Isaiah Thomas, and it's going to be a Bahamas ball. Another turnover for Isaiah Thomas. Certainly not the best of nights in controlling possession. 5th turnover of the night for Thomas. 13th turnover of the game for the USA as a team. I'm sure Coach Prunty will be having conversations about that after the game. USA now only lead by 10. Nesbitt hands it off to Smith. Smith drives strong to the basket. It's almost stolen away by Thomas. It is stolen away by Matthias, though. Munnings couldn't hold on to it. There, Thomas drives to the basket. Foul's going to be called. This time on Deshaun Taylor. Just that quick first step was enough to get Isaiah Thomas clear. Third foul on Deshaun Taylor. Second team foul of the quarter for the Bahamas as well. Joe Johnson for three. Oh, string music from Johnson on the wing. And he continues to do exactly what his team needs him to do. 11 points, 9 rebounds for Joe Johnson. Miller with the hammer. Throws down the two-handed jam. Just an explosive move to the basket. And finished with authority. Johnson, another three. Comes up short this time. Boone outstretched but can't grab the rebound. Nesbitt draws the foul from Boone. Just the slightest hint of the jump shot going up. Boone jumped on it. And there's the move by Miller as he explodes past Josh Boone to the basket. Yeah, Boone overcommitted. Tavario Miller made him pay fully. Timeout's been called. 6.5 minutes left to play. USA lead by 11. Let's jump into the huddle and listen to exactly what they have to say.
Listen, anything they do, any screen defense, just switch it. Just switch the man. Remember I say all dribbles, we don't leave it, but once you see a cross dribble, just switch that. Keep communicating.
We up the matchup in man.
We got to know what we're running an half. Good job.
Keep putting that big, that 5-man screen and roll.
Hey, we're in a way. Whoever Josh Bowen is guarding, will be the opposite on the post. We still running the 2-man game. Whoever's at the one, you're going to come up inside the screen. He's flat-footed. Let's go. All right? Take and talk. He's going, Travis.
Oh, no, he's still there. Let's go.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Some of the highlight plays from the recent phases of play there. And it's great to see the Bahamas putting on a show at times. USA with plenty of highlights of their own as well throughout the game. And the Bahamas caused the upset, though. They trail by 11, 6.5 minutes to play. They've got time, they've got the talent. Shot is short. Rebound eventually going to fall into the hands of Nunnally. Stolen away, another turnover for Isaiah Thomas, number 6 of the night. Frustrated at himself, you can see it. Munnings, short. Rebound eventually into the hands of Boone. No sign of ring rust potentially for Isaiah Thomas. Nunnally hits the three from the corner though, and you see the shrug from Coach Bolay. The USA lead is back up to 14. Munnings picked up his dribble, so he's going to have to find a way out, and he does. Smith for three. Not this time. Good rebound, though, by Nesbitt. He'll put the three up and hits the three. David Nesbitt. Up to 12 points now, David Nesbitt. Isaiah Thomas forcing the matter, gets himself to the basket for the score. And you can see what he's trying to say. He's trying to get himself into the game. An awful looking shot from the Bahamas there. Into the hands of Thomas. The three goes up, and string music for Isaiah Thomas. A quick 5 points for the American guard. Isaiah Thomas just having a quick word with the officials as a timeout is called. He's getting frustrated, I think, by some of the contact he feels is happening. But timeout's been called. USA lead by 16, a little under 5 minutes left on the game clock. Bahamas coach Bolay forced into a timeout. Let's jump back once again into his huddle.
Only if they screen, only if they screen.
Yeah. All right?
Well, we got to keep the ball in front of us. Yeah.
One big double drop. The double stop.
Double stop.
Might be in the game?
Yeah. Might be in the game.
He said first unit.
No, Mike Hill said the first train, let David pop out.
Okay, so Smitty, you in the corner and you in the next
Right
one.
here. Double drive.
So Dave,
No,
you on the bottom
not
or
double
the
stop, double stop.
Double stop, yeah.
You get one. You got me?
Keep going, man. Keep going.
Let's go. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's go, team. Keep playing, boys. Let's go.
Come on, Dave.
Isaiah Thomas showing real glimmers of the all-star that we know he is, the ability that we know he has. But you can see there's a bit of ring rust around it as well. 6 turnovers in the game so far. But that said, it's alongside 19 points, so it's tough to put too much criticism at his door. Munnings now kicks it out. Bridgewater off left, and Isaiah Thomas picks it up. Out at the races against Thompson. Doesn't get the 2, but forces the matter enough that Matthias can pick up the easy follow for 2 of his own, and the USA lead now out to 18. At what point is this insurmountable for the Bahamas? Can't be far off now. A win they'd need to be near perfect in the final 4 and a bit minutes. Nesbitt hands it off to Munnings. Out to Thompson, off short, into the hands of Nesbitt. Drops in the 2. David Nesbitt had a tough start to the game, but he's warmed up to 14 points. He's a rebound away from a double-double as well. A 16-point lead for the USA now. Joe Johnson fade away with the 2. Comes up short. Thias is going to get called for the foul. Matthew hits the deck. In fact, he'll head to the bench. As Tavaria Miller comes back into the action. Second foul on Matthias. Second team foul of the quarter for the USA. Bahamas 2 team fouls as well, so no real foul trouble in this quarter for either team. We're into the final 3.5 minutes of the game. Bridgewater against Thomas, pulls up short for the 2, doesn't get the roll. The USA will come away with it. Strong crossover move by Matthias. Oh, nice little switch back on the pivot. Doesn't focus in on the final product and comes up short. Bridgewater against Thomas, up and under, rejected by Joe Johnson. It'll be a USA ball under the baseline. Mismatch that they wanted, they've got. The doubles had to come across and they've swapped out. Joe Johnson going to work, hands it off to Matthias. Matthias with a step back, that's a tough 2. Had to get it away as the shot clock was running out though. The Bahamas defense holds strong.
Bahamas centers number 12, Kenton Smith.
Kenton Smith back into the game. As we have 2:21 left on the game clock. USA pretty much have secured the win. It's getting close to that stage, but the win isn't what the USA are here for. There's a lot more going on for the players as individuals and as a roster under the leadership of Coach Joe Prunty. Good ball movement here by the Bahamas. Bridgewater for three, and they move the ball so well. But the USA quickly break it down, and an easy two for James Nunnally. As we enter the final 2 minutes of the game. As for the Bahamas, a loss here tonight was obviously expected as a travelling violation is going to be called on Bridgewater. A loss was expected here tonight. They know that their destiny isn't about the result here this evening with regards to AmeriCup 2022. Their destiny will lie on their final game of qualification tomorrow against Puerto Rico on this floor. And at some point soon, their attention will turn to that fact. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Bole changes out anything, mixes anything up, give players a little bit of extra rest. Brandon Bass now going up against Miller. Miller taking him on the chest. Bass loses possession. Great defense by Tavario Miller in the end. Just bodied up with Brandon Bass. Not an easy job. Kenton Smith comes up short with the right-handed hook shot. Isaiah Thomas has got the mismatch he wanted, puts up the three, in and out with the three. Bridgewater pushes the ball hard. Smith for three, he's off right. Foul's going to be blown. Varity. Baseline ball for the USA as Isaiah Thomas checks out of the game, probably for the final time tonight. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, just shy of 22 minutes of action. He'll be frustrated with the turnovers that he's had. But he's certainly put in a good performance and shown glimmers of the old Isaiah Thomas that most basketball fans around the world know and love, as we see Cat Barber just dribble himself out of the floor. Final minute of action here now in Puerto Rico between the Bahamas and the USA. As I say, minds will no doubt be starting to move towards their games tomorrow. USA wanting to close out a perfect qualification campaign, while the Bahamas know that their fate will rest on the result tomorrow. Kenton Smith now scoops up the loose ball. About 12-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Bridgewater holds on to the possession, pulls up, short range two, drops the two, earns himself a trip to the free throw line. That young man has done himself no damage in his performance here this evening.
First person on ball number 6, Jordan Seaver.
13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Dominic Bridgewater. Connects with the bonus as well. Cat Barber to the basket, hands it off. Tavario Miller called for the foul, as Chris Daniels is in the action for the first time. 36-year-old getting his first taste of the action. It's a free throw. Daniels played in Korea, China, Lebanon, Philippines. A well-traveled basketball player playing in some great leagues around the world. Misses the second of his free throws. Final few seconds of the game here now in San Juan. Kenton Smith, step back three, goes up, and is an air ball. And that will be the last action of the game here. Isaiah Thomas certainly put in a big performance and was a big part of the reason that our final score here is Bahamas 77, USA 93. USA's unbeaten run continues. Here are your shooting percentages for this evening. As you see, the USA pretty effective outside of the free throw line. The Bahamas struggled at times, plenty of second chance opportunities for them. USA won the rebounding battle as well as the assists. They will be disappointed that the Bahamas forced 10 steals off them. Here are your top scorers. Thomas and Nunnally with 19 points. Matthias with 15 for the USA. Munnings 22, Bridgewater 14, and Nesbitt with 14 for the Bahamas. Here are the highlights from the game, and plenty of highlights for us to look through as well. But what a wonderful game we've had. The Bahamas have certainly done themselves a credit. Remember, they lost by 40 the last time these two teams met. So to lose only by 16 is certainly a sign of the improvement that they've had across that time period. But for the USA, plenty of talent on show and a great job done by them. In fact, not one player really disappointed. We had 5 USA players in double digits. Leading the way was James Nunnally, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Isaiah Thomas also had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists as well. Also in double digits was Dakota Matthias with 15 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. And Joe Johnson, 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. As you can see, they left a nice balance between their veteran players and some of their younger stars. As for the Bahamas, some real standout performances. Travis Munnings had a real night to remember. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. Behind him in double digits, the young guard, 20-year-old Dominic Bridgewater with 14 points to his name. Also in double digits with Kenton Smith with 13 points and David Nesbitt with 14. Nesbitt just 1 rebound short of a double-double as well. But as I said, the Bahamas have done themselves proud within this game. Losing by 16 to some absolute household names. You look at some of the names that are in that USA roster, current and veteran, the likes of Joe Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Brandon Bass, Josh Boone. Some real talent within that USA roster, and the Bahamas held their own throughout. USA had control of the game in the second half and were able to see out that 16-point win, but it certainly wasn't a walk in the park for them. And, they have been tested at times here this evening. For both teams now, they'll move on to their final qualification game tomorrow. So for the USA, they'll have a chance to complete their perfect qualification record against Mexico. Whereas for the Bahamas, they'll look to pick up their second win and hopefully qualification for AmeriCup tomorrow in their game against the home team, Puerto Rico. Exciting to see those two games taking place. Plenty of action ahead of us. The Mexico-USA game will be on first, and then the Bahamas-Puerto Rico game will close out the qualification window here in San Juan in Puerto Rico.
Hey James, congrats on the win. First thoughts on the performance you had today.
Thank you. I just try to do the little things, box out, make the extra pass, and knock down my shots. I shoot the ball. That's what I do. So I expect to make shots. So once my teammates give me the ball, I'm going to knock it down if I have any space.